Oh dear. Testing, testing, testing. Anything at all. You hear me typing, but you don't hear me on anything else. I do not know what's causing that. I really do not know. I haven't changed any settings. I don't know if there's just a delay with YouTube. I don't know. I don't know what's causing that. I know that my microphone thing wasn't moving, then all of a sudden it started moving. So, yay! I apologize again, guys. And hopefully the stream is better and you guys will not be buffering and all of that, because I did call AT&T and they were out here the very next day. And he is supposed to be joining us on Monday's live to see if it happens again. So, AT&T will be with us on Monday. So, first I wanted to show you guys how we're going to do the gift-aways after this, and then we'll put the card together. I don't know if you guys got to cut this. I know, Sheila, right? Yeah, 30-second delay. That might be it too, Jamie. That might exactly be what it is. And I'm just clicking, and then all of a sudden you guys hear me. That might be it. Okay. Hey, Karen. I'm glad you guys could join me. I know it's a busy season. I know everybody is slammed, and we'll make this as quick as we possibly can. But I wanted to go through because one of you guys bought a file off of Etsy this week. I didn't have time to pop out the file, and I hadn't made it yet, but it was on the list of what we were going to do this weekend, which was the pop-out gift card, which is a takeoff, I think, of the Lori Whitlock die. I think she has a die that does this, but it's got like a scalloped edge or some kind of fancy edge, best I remember. But this is the pop-out gift card, and I wanted to show you guys. Claudia, we've been going around for 10 years, so when I call, they know that I'm upset. So, but I just wanted to show you guys how simple this card is. Before you buy a card off of Etsy, something like this, please check with me. Make sure that, first of all, I don't have one, or second of all, that I could show you really quick how to make it yourself rather than going and purchasing that file. Because there's no need. You could have done this in just a few minutes. So let me just go to a new project. And the file is up on the design tab for all patrons, so it's available to everybody. But you're basically going to start with a couple of shapes. So I'm just going to get a couple of squares, and I'm going to move one over. And one is going to become your base. And I'm not going to cover everything and do this completely, but I'm going to show you how to do it. Then you're going to unlock it, and this card is a 5x7, so I'm going to make it 10 by 7, and then lock it back. And then we need a score line, so I'm going to get my score line. I'm going to change that to 7 inches because that's the height of the card. If I can make it go in there. There we go. And then I'm just going to select the two, align, center, and attach. Now we have a base. Okay, I'm going to duplicate that. And I am going to make this base 6 point, you can do 7.5 or 5. I think 7.5 is a good height, but your width on this, because it's a pop out, I usually go just a 1/4 inch smaller by making it 9.75, but because of the pop out on this, I'm going to make it 9.5, I think, because I had to trim mine a little bit after I did it, and that's because it's going to have a little bit of movement on it. So now I have this secondary base, and I'm just going to change the color so that we know this is our liner, okay? And this is what our pop-out mechanism is going to be on. I'm just going to move that down to the bottom. We don't need it anymore right now. The next thing you want to do is get a shape and a score line, and we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. And I made my bottom one 4 inches, so I'm going to change the width to 4 inches. And we're going to change it over in the layers panel to a cut. Okay? And we're just going to bring that down to the bottom where it looks about right, and I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to make this square, I'm going to say let me duplicate that too. Let's duplicate it. I'm going to make this one 1.5 because that's the height I want my little gifts to be. Okay, and then I want them separated the same height, and you can change this if you want to and make yours different heights. And I'm just going to make that a 1/4 inch. I want them about that far apart. Let me arrange and move that to the front. So I'm going to start by putting this down here at the bottom. I'm going to raise it up just a little bit because I want a little bit more height at the bottom. And there's my first line. I'm going to put that square, and then there's my second line. And then I'm going to move this up. I'm going to put the second square here. I'm going to get that line and duplicate it. And I'm going to place it here. And I'm going to change the length to, I did 3.25 on that one. I'm not lining anything up per se right now. I'm just putting them in there. And I'm going to put this in there for my spacer. I'm going to duplicate it again and place it up here. That's my second gift. Then I'm going to get, oops, didn't want to move that. I want that little tiny square. Sometimes I find it easier to get it where I can reach it. Let's make it 10 over here instead of doing all that move to the back stuff. I'm going to place that there, and I'm going to take that line and duplicate it. And I am going to make that one 2.25. So I had that one at the bottom just a little bit bigger because I just like the way that that looked. I'm going to place that line, put my square, going to grab that line and duplicate it and move it to the top. And I'm going to get rid of the squares. And now I'm just going to select everything, and I am going to align, center horizontally, and attach. Boom, we're done. There is your pop-out gift card insert. That didn't take very long at all. So you guys can, I already knew my measurements, but you just want to leave a little bit of extra space at the top and a little less at the bottom just for this particular card. But you can judge that, and you can always move them after you get a visual on it. And that's all, but that's really all there is to this card. There's nothing else. The rest of it's all folding, and it's just going to insert right in here onto your base. But that's how quick and easy that you guys can make these cards. Please don't go to Etsy and make something like that. We can do that in just a few minutes. Save your money for materials and things like that. Because we can make this, and this is a free, because everything we used were shapes, and it's absolutely free. Now the decor I put in the other file, if you don't have access, you'll have to come up with your own decor. But you can make the base itself, and it costs you nothing. Does anybody have any questions about how we made the base? I know there's a delay, so I'm going to give you guys a minute. Yeah, it's really simple, Claudia. Not a whole lot to it. It just, sometimes you have to sit down and think about it. How did they do that? And if you ever get stuck or you're not sure, ask me, and we'll figure it out together. We'll figure something out. So before we put it together, let's go ahead and do our giveaways. We have 170 patrons. We're 170 patrons strong again. So yay, our goal is to get to 200. That's our next goal. So, but we're getting there. We'll get there. Thanks, Kathy. So I am going to give away, let's switch over before I draw and show you guys what I'm giving away. The white panel in the background, Karen, yes, you're going to need that because, when we go to put the card together, I'll show you why. And we'll bring it back up. You need that white panel back there because that's your base. And what we just made on the tan one was your pop-out panel. And it's going to fit inside that base. And I'm going to show you that really quick. So let's go over and see what I am giving away 4 exact gifts to my patrons. We're going to draw for them. But I want to take you guys over to the project camera and show you what I am going to give you guys this month. Don't pay attention to all my card inserts and stuff there. I got everything all spread out over here. I'm going to set it to the side and show you guys. I hope that everybody didn't already get one of these, and if you did and you're drawn, let me know and I'll get you something else. But I am giving away the holiday mystery box. So if you didn't get one, or you did get one and you get drawn, let me know and I will give you a different gift on the gift away. But I am giving away 4 of these holiday mystery boxes. And in it you got the Essential Toolkit, the one that has the 2 scrapers in it. You're also getting the Wisteria pen set. And these are the 0.4s, the fines, the extra fines. And then the gel pen set, you're getting in the dark petals. And those are the 1.0 gels. You're getting a True Control knife. And even if you have one of those, I have 2. Well, actually, I have 3. Because I use them in different areas of my craft room. And I don't want to have to hunt them down. Same with scissors. I don't know if you're like me with scissors, but I have them all over the craft room because I can never, and it doesn't matter. I can have 20 pair. When I need them, I have to go look for scissors. And then you're getting the 45mm rotary. And guys, this is great for cutting down your vinyl, especially if you have the metal cutting ruler. You can cut your vinyl down to manageable pieces and put 2 or 3 pieces on the mat if you like to cut one mat, several colors, or cutting your fabric down to fit on a mat. So that's what's in that holiday mystery box. I believe it had a value of $125 or something like that. But that is what we are going to do on our giveaway today. So let me put that out of the way and we'll go back over and do a draw. And let's see, we have 170, so I've got it set at 1 to 170. And we're going to, let me stretch that out so we can see it and get the button to draw. There we go. Number 61, so let's see who's in that slot. Michelle House. So she is a winner. And let's get another winner. 109. Who's in that slot? That looks like Pamela Urso. And number 87. Janet Caraway. Let's do another one more. Number 10. Ellen Mansudo. So So we have our 4 winners. I wish that somebody in chat would have won, but maybe next week. Or next month, I should say. Guys, also January. We usually go live on the first week in January. So let me go over to January's calendar. And the first Saturday falls on the 5th. We should be good and back on schedule on the 5th for the first Saturday of the month. Patreon should be finished processing at that point. So we will be on schedule for the 5th next month. So we have those winners, and I've got that marked. I'm going to save that really quick so that I don't lose it. And I'm going to get rid of that. And let's go over and put the card together, guys. All right. So here is our base, and this is the piece that I showed you that was white on the screen. And I cut mine out of the new Cricut foil craft board, guys. I love the way that this turned out. Okay. And I used Cricut glitter cardstock and the holiday, what is that called? I've got all my packs over here. I don't know if you guys, let's see. Let me see if you can see what's behind me. That is all the projects. I had to bring another table in here to get all of my projects going. I mean, I am swamped. I don't even know if I'm going to get finished. I have to have all of that and 4 more of these Lazy Susans done by the 22nd. I'm slammed. But anyway, everything on my desk is just a huge mess. I've got it all laid out here, but it's everywhere. This is on the inside of the card, this is the deluxe foil sampler. That's what it is. And then I've got I did use paper out of both packs from the metallics and the jewels on the foil craft board. Guys, that's a super deal. It's on sale, brand new. That stuff is just awesome. But we're going to toss this together. I'm not going to keep you guys because it is the busy time of the season putting all these tiny pieces on, but I will show you where they go according to this card if you're using the same file. So the first thing you want to do is fold your base in half, and I've already, to save time, put red line tape on everything because you cannot use a regular glue on top of the foil, or I say you can't. It doesn't like it. It doesn't, to me, it took forever to dry. I used a little bit where the craft board was stuck to this, and it finally dried, but it did take it a while. So I'm going to say you can use it, but I'm preferring the red line tape for the big panels and things like that. And we're just going to, let me stand up so I can see. And I'll probably still get it off center. And it doesn't want to come apart. I don't want to bend it. It's close. I'm going to live with it. Make sure you get yours on straight. And then I put red line tape on all of this, and it may be overkill, guys, but I didn't want if this bowed at all to be lifting up. And you know how that can do with the heat in people's houses and things like that. Sometimes humidity can make stuff curl when we don't want it to. So I made sure that I put enough red line on there so whoever I gave it to, that didn't happen here. I'm just peeling pieces for the front. And I didn't put a Merry Christmas or anything on the front of this, but you could certainly do that. I really meant... Has anybody tried this? Jamie, I don't know if you've tried it or not. The regular scoring stylus, but set to right on top of this foil. Do you think that would emboss it? Sort of like emboss Merry Christmas into the foil? I was going to try it and I forgot it and it had already cut. I didn't have time to stop it. But I really do want to try that. This red line plastic sticks to me. I have static electricity or something. Kathy, I finally got that big order out and got it delivered yesterday. And I drove it all the way to South Carolina. And then I just placed that on the front. And I did that this step first, guys, so that I could open this back up and get a good press down on this. And then we're going to flip it back over. Then you have your inset piece. And this is the piece I just showed you how to make. And you're just going to fold everything in half. Just like you would any other base. You're just going to fold it in half. And then you're going to pop up each one of these center pieces. And there's a score line on each side. I didn't show you to add those, but you will add a score line on each side. I'll go back over and show you guys that. And you're going to pop these up and fold these down the middle. And you're just going to push them in and collapse them so that they look like this. And then you're going to do that last one, of course, too. So that once you've got it all folded, it looks like this when it's folded in half. And like this on the inside. So it all gets valley folded, and then you're going to mount and fold these three pieces with the valleys on each side. And then, because this is craft paper, I am going to use glue. And I've got some dry glue on this. I don't know if you guys can see that because I messed up and tried to glue two different inserts earlier. Don't want any corners popping up. And then make sure that you're putting it in correctly. And I just hold mine by that bottom one. And with glue, you have a few minutes to finagle it and make sure that you get it lined up properly. And then I'm just going to close the card. Get any glue excess off. Of course, this is art glitter glue, so it dries clear. And you're just going to let that dry. And you can push these down and make sure that you get these little areas. But I would pull them right back up just in case you had any glue seepage so they don't glue down. But that's going to create your pop-up. Oh, you were sneezing. Bless you, Jamie. What I was asking, because I hadn't tried it and I was going to. I had a Merry Christmas stuck in the file. And I had it set to right. To score. I'm sorry. And then I was going to attach it to the card front, and I forgot to attach it. So I don't know if it would actually emboss this craft board or not. I was thinking the regular scoring stylus might actually do it on this material. But I hadn't tried it yet. I really do want to try it. I had this one set up and forgot to attach it. I didn't know if you had maybe tried it yet. So guys, these pieces, I'm just going to go back over and show you how I did that. I just made these just slightly shorter than what goes inside the score lines. And they're just folded in half, and you can do that out of any paper. And I scored them down the middle as well in the file. And then you're just going to glue those onto the front of each one of these. They're each going to go right there on the front to create your different color pop out. And then you have in the file 2 of these. These are scored down the middle as well, and they go on the top one. You'll see they won't line up if they're not the right one. And you can position those on there any way you want. Just use one, use both. And then the shorter ones that are 1.5 inches, I did one on each side. Don't put your ribbons over the folds because it won't fold up nicely if you do. And then this one at the bottom, I went ahead and welded it together. And there's a score right down the center of this one so that you can score it because it does go over that fold. So if you're putting over that, you need to make sure that you have enough space to get a score line in there to put that over. And then, of course, your bows. You're just going to place your bows wherever you want to put them, like I did in this one. And that's basically all there is to that card, guys. Really simple, really quick, really easy. I did pick bows that were in pieces instead of one solid piece. You can save yourself a lot of time and headache if you change those out to a different bow. Trust me. It took me about 45 minutes to put those on and get them to stick. It will. I thought we had tried that, or one of us had tried that. Somebody had tried it, and it did work. So it will do the craft board and the poster board with the scoring stylus. So, but if you just want it to look embossed on the front of the card, guys, you can try that. Put something on the front of that present there. I think it would be really pretty. It would be subtle, but very pretty. But on this here, after you've done that, I almost forgot to show you guys, get another score line. And we know that all of these were 1.5 inches because we used our 1.5 inch block. And you're just going to make it 1.5. And you're going to line that up at the end of each one of these. And then duplicate it. And attach those. That's going to give you your folds for the pop out. But they all go right there on those ends. That's actually the base there. Yeah, with your bone folder. Yeah, I know we could get enough pressure there. And I think the maker would do it with the scoring stylus. I don't know if a pen would do it without marking it. The gels might leak on it into some places. I don't think it would stay. I think you could wipe it off this foil because it's got that coating on there. And when you're doing your packages, guys, to do these files, make sure that you go inside those score lines because if it's right up against them, it's not going to fold well. You want to give it a little bit of give to go over this fold here, but you're just going to make your pieces fit in there. The vertical doesn't matter, the height doesn't matter, but the width does matter. I made mine exactly to it, and I think it's because I used the thicker materials like the glitter and the foil. They're bulky, they're thicker. You could probably go right up to the score lines on these if you use regular cardstock, 65 or 80 pound. But just to be safe, you can always just trim it off if it's too much, and you'll know. It will still wipe off everything well. So we could basically use one of the gel pens to make it and leave it on right, and then just let it write the Merry Christmas and emboss it that way too. And get a finer tip, maybe a sharper tip. I'm going to try it. Maybe we'll cover that Monday. Does anybody have any Design Space questions or questions about the sales or anything that are going on and getting your discounts? Because I've already had one person speak up and say, you know, it's not working. It is working. It does not work on bulk because bulk is on sale, which is rare. They don't always put bulk on sale. So bulk is 20% off. It is not included in that buy one, get one half off. So if you're getting a 5 or 10 pack of blades and trying to get the buy one, get one half off, that's not going to happen. Because they are 20% off. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Jamie. I'm thinking I might get a sharper. I think I'm going to try it while I'm letting cups dry or epoxy dry. So, does anybody have any special requests of any files or anything, guys? You can put a message in the Patreon group. Let me know, and I will make it. The monthly SVG for you guys who are on that tier, it's coming. I know I'm a little late. I usually have it out by the 10th, but I will get it in there here in the next few days. And I'm just giving everybody time because I know that we have that delay. Was the streaming better today, guys? Much better? Yes, Claudia. It will not let you put in but one code. So you do have to do 2 separate orders. And if you have Access Premium where you get the 50% off, it's going to show you 50% off in the cart. Don't go by that. You want to look at the subtotal of your order before any discounts. That's what it's going to count. It's going to take your credit off of that, and then you will get your 10% or 50% Cricut access on the balance. So, yep. Yay, great, Kathy. That's fantastic. They put in a little device and hardwired my computer, so hopefully that will fix everything. So yeah, if you put in, like if you have, I have Cricut Access Premium, and I put in a $30 cartridge, and it took it down to $14.98, so I added 2 more cartridges, and that were $4.99, and my total come up to $9.98, and I was like, what's going on? And I had remembered it from last year, and what happens is you have to go by your subtotal and take your digital credit off of that, and then they're going to divide any balance. They're going to apply your access discount to the balance after the credit, even though the subtotal shows you, or the total that you see is with it taken off already. It's kind of confusing, but we can walk you through it if you need. But yeah, guys, if you ordered and you got the $10, you know that you were getting the $10 and or the $20 credit, make sure that you check your spam folders if you didn't get them. And if you cannot find them or did not get your email on those, contact support. Don't let your credits go to waste. All right, guys, I thank you for joining me. I'm going to let you guys go so you can get on with your holiday crafting and shopping and anything that you need to do. If you have questions, I will be here. I will be busy, but I will be here in my craft room probably for the next week and a half without leaving. I'm going to have to chain myself to the desk. So if you have any questions, message me or put them in the group and we'll get them answered for you as quickly as we possibly can.